Let's bring in Vatican analyst Gerard O'Connell. Thank you, Mr. O'Connell, for making the time with us today.
Most welcome.
What is it like there right now as Pope Francis has been laid to rest?
Well, it's obviously the end of an era in the Church. Pope Francis brought about a major transformation within the Catholic Church. The question now is whether his successor will continue to build on that or will wish to change direction a little. This is the big question. There's a certain, obviously, great sadness that Francis has left us, because he was really a pope of surprises, a pope who was doing the unexpected so often, and also opening minds in a way that people hadn't anticipated before. Today, the funeral, as you showed, it was quite an extraordinary event in many ways. You had representatives from more than 130 nations, I think maybe 100, even 160, heads of state, presidents, etc. And you had people there sitting beside each other or next in the same area who might not normally talk easily to each other. Excuse me. And in the heart of this, of course, you had this meeting before it started, between President Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine. Now, we all remember what happened in the White House when President Zelensky went there, and this very disturbing reaction between President Vance, President Zelensky, President Trump. Today, we saw President Trump and Zelensky sitting, just the two of them alone, almost face to face in St. Peter's Basilica. That's an extraordinary thing. Pope Francis has always urged encounter and negotiation rather than conflict. And it seems that this meeting might well produce some different result to what we have seen before.
That is very interesting. I also want to go back to something else that you touched on, and that is the decision of a new pope. I'm sure that Rome, the Vatican, is just buzzing over what kind of pope could be chosen next. Have you heard any sort of talk about whether or not there could be a more traditional pope elected, or a more progressive pope like Pope Francis was?
Well, it's very interesting. The electors, the cardinals who will actually vote, I think there should be 135, but it seems two of them will not be able to come for health reasons. So it's 133 from more than 70 countries. They don't know each other so well, many of them. And so it will take some weeks, I think, certainly maybe 10 days more, before they actually go in to vote. In those days, weeks, they will try to listen to each other. They will be looking at each other, hearing, trying to analyze would that person be, or where is this person going, and to see which of these various cardinals might well respond to the problems the Church has today and the problems in the world, because they try to build an identity kit, a profile of the man who will be the next pope. And so obviously many of them want to continue on much of the line of Pope Francis. In other words, a church that goes out to the world, a church that is a field hospital, a church that is inclusive, doesn't exclude, it includes. There's some others who would prefer a more pure church in a way, a different kind of church, more like we had before Francis. And so it's going to be a big challenge to see what the cardinals decide. Will it be someone in the line of Francis building on the openings that he has made, the process of developing the processes that he opened, or will it be someone who puts on the brakes? That's the big question, I think.
Yes.
There is, I think, a substantial body of opinion in the College of Cardinals, more leaning to build on Francis, perhaps change some things, but build on Francis. And secondly, there is the question of, when they elect a pope, each one has his own personality. So nobody is expecting that we will have another very original pope like Francis was, but we might have a different type of pope.
Right.
And then
Gerard, I am so sorry to interrupt you. We've unfortunately run out of time. We do really appreciate your insights there in the time that we've been allotted. Gerard, thank you very much for being here. That is Gerard O'Connell, Vatican analyst. All the best to you, Gerard.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.